Hi, welcome to the Art of Relating. I'm JD.
And I'm Reggie. We have some fabulous guests with us here today. JD, what are some of the guests we're having?
Ooh, too many to name. That's why you need to tune in. We've got a fabulous guest today that you're going to admire, you're going to love, and definitely make sure you go to see her. Hi, Dr. Kelley. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm so excited having you on the show. We've been trying to get your schedule to work with our schedule and then get you in. And finally, we have the one and only, one of our roses, Dr. Linda Kelley. Now, Dr. Kelley, with your practice, we know that it consists of anti-aging and the medicine, but what I wanted you to do was to explain to our audience exactly what is your terminology for anti-aging.
So anti-aging medicine is a type of medicine that focuses on wellness, nutrition, hormone balancing, as well as non-surgical cosmetics. These days, baby boomers don't want to age the way that their parents did. So people want to retain that zest, vitality, enjoy life, and they want to know how to do it.
And that is one of the things, because when you reach past 40, you start wondering how to take care of your body. What would you need to do different than some things that you did when you were younger, you're finding out you can't do? And I won't say can't, it's just not comfortable to do, but you physically fit. Mentally, you got to get yourself in tune so that physically you can be able to do the things that you like to do, and your diet is one of the things I know with that. And I'm a Pepsi girl. And I know I have to kind of sit the Pepsi down, grab that bottle of water. And somebody was telling me that to kind of trick my mind and put some fruit in my water in my favorite cup or bottle. And then that, you know how we used to do children? To get them to do the broccoli or whatever, we'd make it all cutesy. And that kind of works with it. So that's kind of the process of how you would talk to or consult with your patients for anti-aging, right?
Yeah, so we talk about healthy habits. When we're younger, we can get away with a lot more. Once we get older, our bodies require, good nutrition, being hydrated with water, exercise. So it becomes more conscious. So the life that you experience has to do with your choices that you make. Whereas when you're younger, you can get away with doing a lot of things that you shouldn't be doing.
Dr. Kelley, how did you get in this type of medicine?
So originally I practiced traditional OBGYN. I then had a pregnancy with a lot of complications and realized that there weren't all the answers with traditional medicine. Started to look at alternative medicine and saw that it could complement the traditional approaches. Traditional medicine definitely has its roles, but it doesn't have all of the answers, and it's not for everyone.
Right.
So I started to experience some of the different modalities and then decided to open my own practice, having more of a holistic approach. And originally a lot was with the hormones, but then I extended into anti-aging, which includes wellness, nutrition, as well as things like skin rejuvenation, etc. So when you hear anti-aging, it sounds like it's a negative, but it's not about it being a negative. It's about managing your life and controlling how you age by your choices.
I got a question. Now, with the anti-aging, is it more of a mental thing with a person? Because, as you get older, you're not able to do what you used to. Your skin is not as tight, I guess, as it was when you're young. Now, do you help them with the mental part of it? Because I'm sure you can give me all the nutrients and all the vitamins and stuff, but I guess within, you need to work with a person mentally just as well as what you put into their bodies?
I think people have different expectations. A lot of times they'll go to a regular doctor who'll just say, well, you're just getting old. That's just the way that it's going to be. Here, take this pill. And, this is just the way that it's going to be. No, so really people have to believe that it can be different and trust in themselves and partner and, it's very important to partner with your doctor versus your doctor just telling you what to do.
Okay. Okay.
That's true. Because if you have a collaborative relationship with your doctor and you feel comfortable with that doctor, that you can talk to them about anything and they're not going to be the judge and the jury, but try to come together to come up with a positive solution. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the traditional way, right?
Yes.
Where you can come up with other different ideas to work and, kind of make it interesting and fun. That's a key right there. Since we talked about that, on this note, what are some of the things that you love to, emphasize in your practice?
I really like to see people transform. I like to see when they come in, a lot of the women are feeling pretty bad, with their menopause symptoms or a lot of fatigue. And as they gain their energy and they have more confidence, they start to do new things in their lives, they notice changes in their relationships, and it really just makes me happy to see that happen. So seeing them transform and grow, it gives me a lot of joy.
So what are some of the frequent health issues that comes into your clinic?
One of the ones that I really do want to help with is insulin resistance. So we know that diabetes is a big problem throughout our country. But there is a condition called insulin resistance or prediabetes that precedes most types of diabetes. So you can stop it there if indeed it's diagnosed and recognized and you make choices. So insulin resistance is quite common. People will come in and say, you know what, I'm eating as healthy as I can, I'm exercising, I'm going to a trainer, but I'm not losing weight. And a lot of times it's because of insulin resistance that their body's just in fat storage mode, and it's very hard for them to lose fat and to get to the weight that they want to get to. So diabetes has a lot of health complications, kidney disease, heart disease, things like amputations. And trying to sort of arrest that before it becomes type 2 diabetes can make a huge difference in people's lives. And we're seeing it in a lot of younger teenagers, actually, because of not being as active and sitting in front of the computer and eating a lot of junk food.
Okay. So what are some of the things that stop prediabetes from
So being careful
occurring?
with the carbohydrate intake, watching it as far as starches and sugars, making sure you're getting adequate protein, exercising, and then there are various supplements. But getting your doctor to help you to diagnose it so you know you have it, and then taking those steps in order to stop it from becoming diabetes.
I guess to hear that, I think about when I go out to different restaurants, some of their attraction when you go in is their breads.
Yes.
And, to hear you say that, and when I go to Red Lobster, they got the cheese biscuits, and you go to Ryan's, they have their rolls, and I sit there and I get full off the rolls, and I don't have room for the vegetables and all the things I need to eat. So breads, cakes, and sweets are one of our biggest downfalls,
Yes.
especially for our kids, I know.
And potatoes, French fries, really it's fat and sugar, and salt. So it really does contribute to a lot of problems, and it happens to be, a lot of people's favorite snack. So cutting back on those foods is key.
Okay.
Oh, well, we definitely got to have you back, but right now I don't want anybody to go away. We'll be right back after this.
Family-owned East-West Jewelry. We're a boutique-style jeweler that offers custom jewelry, fine watches. Need trophies? We have them too. East-West Jewelers, located at 3005 Peachtree Road, 404-869-9935. East-West Jewelers. Come check us out.
Hello, I'm Jane Ann Covington. I am a certified hypnotherapist helping people like you take control of their life since 1975. Are you anxious, fearful, a worrier, stressed out? Is your health and happiness in jeopardy due to bad habits? Would you like to stop smoking without negative side effects? Would you like to find inner peace? Are you holding yourself back from what you'd hoped life had in store for you? Please visit my website for a complete list of services. I've worked with thousands of people of all ages helping them succeed. Find out how you can find freedom from what's been holding you back, and I'm here to help you get the care you need. Start with your free consultation with me today.
Roses like you've never seen before. A personalized touch, the new way of expression. We print logos, images, signatures, and messages directly on line flowers. Yes, live flowers. You understand that? Live flowers. Order today online. www.apersonalizedtouch.com.
Hi, I'm Jane Ann Covington, and I'm here to teach you about hypnosis and really what it is. This is kind of the crash course in hypnosis and how it works. In a 24-hour period, if we hooked electrodes up to your skull, we would be able to measure 4 different brainwave patterns, 4 major brainwave patterns. There's the beta, alpha, theta, and delta. And I'll be showing you as we go through this how each one works, and I'll be showing you which brainwave is the best brainwave for you to have hypnosis in, which most people don't understand at all, but you will come to understand that, so you'll know what to expect if you ever go get hypnotized or if you come to see me and get hypnotized. Perhaps you've heard of the term left brain, right brain. Back in 1962, that was its best guess for science. But now that we have PET scans, CAT scans, and MRIs, we now know that the conscious mind is not on the left and the subconscious is on the right. It turns out the conscious mind is up in the frontal lobe. And this is the part of the brain that we're going to talk about first. This is our beta state. This is our conscious mind. It's only 10% of the brain, and the brain waves there are tiny, busy, and active. In that state, this is where we think, where we have choice, where we are rational, conscious, logical, analytical, we do math, we speak language. So it's a very important part of the brain, but it's only 10% of the brain, but it was made to be the master of our brain. In the alpha state, the brain waves are bigger and wider compared to the beta state. And when we're in our alpha state, which is part of the subconscious, this is where we have our memories, our habits, our emotions and feelings, images and pictures. We have our creativity, we daydream, and this is also the direct route into the autonomic nervous system, which is very important because every thought we have from our brain is communicated into our body. When you have happy, pleasant thoughts, you tend to feel pretty good. And when you have negative, depressive thoughts or anxious thoughts, you start feeling terrible. And it's because your thought just generated that electrical charge, which also affected your biochemistry. So now we're going to talk about the theta state. If you'll notice from the graph that the theta line is nice and slow and easy. And we're in our dream state this. It's also called the rapid eye movement or REM state. And in this state, we dream about every 90 to 110 minutes, and our dreams last anywhere from 20 seconds to over an hour. The delta state is our true sleep state. You'll notice the delta lines are very erratic. They're kind of up and down. They're not nice and neatly organized like the rest of the ones that we've been talking about. And this is our sleep state. But you and I call both of these sleep. Whether we're dreaming or asleep, we say we're asleep, but there really are different things going on at different times. The definition of hypnosis is being in a heightened and or focused state of suggestibility and or accessibility. In other words, we have greater access to the information in the subconscious, and we have more ability to be programmed or suggested to, both from the world outside of us and also internally from our own messaging. The greatest benefit of well-done hypnosis is that it's a concentrated form of learning. And the best place to learn is really in the alpha state. I mean, think back in school. If you fell asleep in class, and how well did you really learn? You probably didn't learn much at all. So the notion that we're supposed to be asleep or unconscious is actually inaccurate. And if anybody ever tries to put you to sleep in hypnosis, you're not going to really get much out of it. So the key is that you want to go into the alpha state. In other words, you just want to relax and have the hypnotist guide you into that state so that your mind can really pick up the information that you're wanting to take in and digest, shall we say, to build those new neural pathways, to have different patterns and programs than you've had in the past.
Saks, thrifts, and antiques. Items starting just for 10 cents all the way to $10,000. Not only can you find some decent threads for your body, oh, they've got it all. Full figure women, you need to go there. And things for children, all kinds of accessories.
Oh yeah, they have personal items for your home throughout the entire store. They have power tools, electronics, appliances, dishwashers, dryers, and refrigerators, sports and exercise equipment. And again, they have over 45,000 feet of carpet space just for you to explore. Again, they're located at 3455 Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, Duluth.
Hi, I'm Dr. Stephanie Rimka of Brain and Body Solutions of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm the founder of a holistic wellness practice that creates a healing playground of fun brain therapies, joyful nutrition, and relaxing chiropractic care for the entire family. We focus on hard-to-treat conditions such as autism, ADHD, anxiety, depression, as well as peak performance and life enhancement. For more information, if you're looking for hope for yourself or for others, please go to our website at www.brainandbodysolutions.com. Thank you.
Family owned East West Jewelry. We're a boutique style jeweler that offers custom jewelry, fine watches. Need trophies? We have them too. East West Jewelers, located at 3005 Peachtree Road, 404-869-9935. East West Jewelers. Come check us out.
Hello, I'm Jane Ann Covington. I am a certified hypnotherapist helping people like you take control of their life since 1975. Are you anxious, fearful, a worrier, stressed out? Is your health and happiness in jeopardy due to bad habits? Would you like to stop smoking without negative side effects? Would you like to find inner peace? Are you holding yourself back from what you'd hoped life had in store for you? Please visit my website for a complete list of services. I've worked with thousands of people of all ages helping them succeed. Find out how you can find freedom from what's been holding you back, and I'm here to help you get the care you need. Start with your free consultation with me today.
I enjoyed that video.
Yes, it was nice. Jane Ann, one of the things I wanted to ask you, something I dealt with in my life with drug addiction and cravings. I know we talked earlier, a lot of times when a person is starting to get off drugs, regardless of what it is, they have dreams of using. So tell us about how that part of the mind affects us in our subconscious.
Well, let me start with a tiny little story about my own experience. I used to smoke cigarettes. I smoked them full-time 16 until I was 27. I smoked Camel non-filters. And I quit for 3.5 years, and then I thought I could have a cigarette. The next thing you know, I'm smoking again, right? So I smoked for about 6 months, and then after that I said, this is the wrong direction, so I quit. Well, interestingly enough, about 10 years later, I woke up from this dream, and in the dream I was in this really tiny room, and it was so smoky in there that I couldn't even see my hand in front of me. But in the dream, I knew it was me smoking, you know? So I was in there smoking up a storm. And I woke up and I decided to call it a nightmare.
Okay.
Because the subconscious mind has, memories that can access periodically. And But just because you have a dream about it doesn't mean you need to do it, want to do it, or should do it, right?
All right.
So it's just, once you understand, see, that's why in the work that I do with people, not only do I do hypnosis, hypnotherapy, but a whole lot of education to teach people how their brain works. I mean, what they've just seen is just a small part of what I teach people, and this is what I teach people before I do hypnosis, so that they know that they're not going to be unconscious or out of control, and that I've already interviewed them before I teach that, so we know where we're going.
Okay.
So we're on the same page.
Well, JD, you got a question? I got one other question.
I know.
Now, as we get older, for as men, you know, we think everything don't work as good as it did at one time. Now, through hypnotherapy or hypnosis, is that one of the things that can help a man kind of feel like he's back on his game again?
Well, it can very often help a man get back on his game, not just feel that he's on his game. And
right.
but let me always say that before I do that kind of work with a gentleman, I always make sure that they've gone to the doctor and gotten a good physical, because there are certain,
Right.
you know, physiological problems that could be causing that. Maybe they're having a circulatory system problem, or who knows what. So it's very important. I always make sure they do that before I do the hypnosis, because it's a waste of time and money unless we get the other taken care of. Now, a lot of medications that people are on nowadays for heart and various things can make this happen too. So that I can't make the mind override the side effects of those. But if it's psychological, which for a lot of men it is, strangely enough, when they don't perform like they did when they were 20 or 30 or 40, they suddenly think, I can't do it, and the body reflects the mind, so the body starts shutting down unconsciously. Okay. And while you talked about smoking, I talked about smoking a few minutes ago. Let me just say that 50% of the men who smoke by age 50 will become impotent, because every time you smoke a cigarette, 50% of your blood vessels shrink down about 50%. Well, if we know we need blood someplace, we think we know where you men think it ought to go, right? Okay.
Throw these cigarettes out my pocket.
There you go. That's called motivation for a lot of men. It's very motivating.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, JD, I know you have all great questions.
No, I don't know about all of that, but the thing that I am fascinated about Miss Jane Ann is the fact that having her practice in hypnotherapy, she is not the norm. I like the classes. I like her attitude. I just like Miss Jane Ann because she's cool. And the things that I like about you is just down to earth, and you just tell it like it is. The brain has always fascinated me, and the fact that you can, you know, dissect that and explain where in common language for somebody to understand and to get it, I like that, because then you're not scared to come in to see you. Because why should you be feel threatened or uneasy because you have those type of manners? Because you can go to a doctor and get in there and you feel worse going in there, being with the doctor, than before you went in there. And you don't feel that when you come in there with you. Because when we come to see you, like when we came to your office, it's very comforting. I love the pictures on the wall, like we talked about that before. And you get right to the meat and the potatoes of the situation.
Right.
And you feel comfortable when you can talk about different things. And you don't have a problem with that. And so that, I think that what our audience is looking for, what people are looking for now, is not so much of the fringe and the frillies. They want the meat and potatoes. They want the substance. They want what you can provide for them and make them feel comfortable at the same time.
Well, if I might add, when I first had hypnotherapy when I was 27, it was no stage show, flim-flam, weird stuff, okay? And I do have a degree in developmental psychology, so I've always been interested in the mind as well. And but the difference is that I think I've spent a lifetime trying to get people out of the misunderstanding about hypnosis
Right.
And so that's why I'm so big on educating people. I'm so big on helping people understand the truth of it. I'm so big on going to conferences where I can learn the science behind it and then translate that in such a way that then I can communicate it to my clients so that they feel comfortable. They know that they're not going to be unconscious. They know that if I said anything inappropriate, which I wouldn't do, that they wouldn't do it because we have a mind of our own.
That's true.
And so I'm not interested in any of this notion that somebody can be
Entertaining.
controlled
Right,
or do anything. I want to help people control themselves. So that's my goal because that's where the true power comes.
That's what I
Well,
was
I
talking
wanted to
about.
ask you this. I know we talked about it on our last show with you, how we're already programmed.
Yes.
Now,
Good
with
point, yeah.
helping our kids, helping our viewers with their issues with their kids, how can coming to see you help a kid with maybe trying to get him to focus more
Oh, yeah.
on his schoolwork, maybe taking some of his attention away from his video games,
Fear of testing.
fear of testing,
Yeah.
different things. Tell our viewers how coming to you can help them with some of their problems, because a lot of times the ignorance of the parents for not knowing the availability of a lot of things that's available to them and how you can help them.
Well, that's a very good question and a very important question,
Right.
Reggie, because children and parents, children learn from parents,
Sure.
and children learn from the environment, children learn from their friends, and TV, and so forth and so on. So every one of us, me included, when I was young, I had developed some very poor habits in terms of I hated school. I didn't like it. So I can relate, unlike some people, I can relate to these kids.
Okay.
And I never oftentimes by the time they've come to see me or the parents have brought them in, they've tried this, they've tried that, they've tried all kinds of things and it didn't work. And it makes the child, basically the child is getting the message there's something wrong with them. And my strategy is to say, you're brilliant. Everybody, I think God gives each person special gifts and talents, and those gifts and talents are within you, and let's discover how to help you succeed. Would you like to succeed? And they go, yes. And then they get that I'm on their side, and then I also engage the parents a lot. I do a lot of education with the parents on how when I talk about the brain and everything, I teach the parents too so that they can understand what's going on, so that they can participate in cleaning up the way they interact with the child, which helps the child be more successful.
Wow, that is really fascinating, and I am so excited to have you here. But as always, we're always sad to go, aren't we?
It's time to go?
It's time to go.
All right. Make sure you tune in again for the Art of Relating with JD and Reggie every Friday at 9:30.
Yes, don't miss it.